Man, it's official. I'm just getting old. The, Hey there everybody, it's RevKev here. If you are new to my channel, I would love it if you would hit that subscribe button and comment and be a part of the conversation. I really hope that these videos inspire us to lift each other up and to encourage one another in life, and we can do it while laughing and having a good time as well. Today I want to do a little brief leader lifter, and today I want to talk about change. And the reason I want to talk about change is I have spent the last couple of days in my bathroom at our house, not because I've got stomach issues, but because I'm changing it. I'm painting it. I'm redoing it. I'm fixing it all up. And so I just really been reflecting on change. So let's just chat a little bit and lift each other up on the topic of change. We hear all the time that people don't like change. But the truth of the matter is, that's not 100% true. We like certain kind of change. Maybe in your home, you're happy with the colors of your bathroom and you will never, ever change the color of your bathroom because you have the ultimate bathroom and you just absolutely love it. So why would you ever change it? Or maybe you just don't like doing that kind of work, so you're never going to change the bathroom. But all of us make changes all the time. And there's kind of, when I think about it and I reflect on it, there's really two types of changes that seem to really hit us. There's the change that we initiate, and then there's the changes that are initiated upon us. Let me give you a couple quick examples. The change that we bring upon ourselves is things like we decide to get married, we decide to buy a house, we decide to have kids. Well, maybe not always, but you know what I mean. We make decisions all the time that lead to major change in our lives. And we initiate that. We initiate those changes. But then there's other changes that just happen to us, and we have to adapt to it. I think a great example for that is just look at our entertainment industry. Remember back in the days when we would go to Blockbuster Video to rent a movie? I used to love going to Blockbuster. It was an outing. It was a fun time out. And then now, with all streaming services and Netflix, I never have to leave my house at all. I could stay isolated at home, be completely by myself. And that's a change I didn't initiate. It's a change that business initiated upon me, right? So two types of changes. The change that we initiate and the change that is initiated and we have nothing to do with it. It's kind of put on us. Those are the two types of changes that we deal with. As I think about change in my own life, I want you to look at this picture of this little boy in 1977. Yeah, you got that right. That little boy is me. I am 6 years old in this picture, 1977. Look at the joy. Look at the laughter. Look how happy this little boy is. And see, this little boy is so happy because he loves Star Wars. Okay, he's got lots of other reasons why he's happy, but this little boy in 1977 is just loving life. He's loving Star Wars. Star Wars is such a life-changing experience for him. And, his parents are buying him toys, and he's playing Star Wars in the schoolyard, where you could actually roughhouse a little bit in the schoolyard and play, pretend someone is Darth Vader, pretend someone is Luke Skywalker, and just have this wonderful Star Wars experience. So we fast forward now 40 years, and Star Wars is a completely different thing now. All this news has been coming out for the last couple of weeks of all of these different TV shows, Star Wars TV shows that are going to be coming on the Disney Plus, the streaming service.
of Rose Tico and Obi-Wan Kenobi and the Mandarin. It's just this barrage of just more, because one of the big changes that has happened in the movie industry, for example, is a movie used to be this epic event that it didn't happen every day. It didn't happen just anytime, or at any moment you could just go on your mobile device. It was like every few years, it was like an epic thing. Like you camped out, you got tickets, you did all of this stuff, and it was this big experience. Now, the business model has completely changed. When you think of Disney Plus, the streaming service that has to come out, it's got to have enough shows on there to get people to binge watch this stuff. Like, they want you on it. They want you connected to it. They want you to download episodes onto your mobile device and watch it wherever you go. So they just have to pump out all this different stuff. And that's a big change.
What does Star Wars have to do with change? Well, I'm just using that as an example. And if you know me, Star Wars has to do with everything. There's always a Star Wars analogy in every life lesson. So dealing with change, especially change that is thrust upon us, not the change that we want, like renovating a bathroom, but the change that's thrust upon us. How do we go about the best healthy way to go through that change? 2 quick thoughts on how you and I can approach change that is thrust upon us. The first is this. It's to look for the bright spots. Look for the bright spots. Now, you may not want the change, you may not like the change, you may detest the change, but what is the purpose of the change? See, change isn't happening always because it's just happening, and there isn't always some evil empire thrusting the change upon us. Sometimes there is, and we need to hold those people accountable. That's a video for another time. We need to hold people accountable for the changes that they're making. Okay, another topic. But the bright spot of some of these changes, for example, with Disney Plus, live streaming, all these Star Wars shows, they got to come up with a million different ideas to fill in a million potential hours. And for me, the bright spot is more Star Wars content. Things like The Mandalorian, things like an Obi-Wan Kenobi miniseries. Man, oh my goodness, that'd be so awesome. Get into, doing some stuff. There's some stuff they're coming out with. Sound like dumb ideas. Rose Tico series? Really? Okay. But someone was going to watch it. So they're just trying to fill the calendar. So the bright spot for me is, more Star Wars content. Stuff I can put onto my cell phone and bring with me anywhere I want to go. That I can watch it when I'm in an airplane or traveling for work, things like that. So there's a bright spot to this change. The second thing that all of us we need to deal with when it comes to change that's thrust upon us is the second point, and so important, is to watch what's going on in here. It's to watch our hearts. I'm a big believer that who we are is in here. Comes out of the heart. Out of the heart is what comes our words and our actions and our thoughts. It's not about change our behavior and fake it, but to work on the heart, right? And so when change comes, and it's going to come, whether that's in your business, whether that's in your family, whether that's in your church, whether that's in your entertainment, change is inevitable. It's going to come. You and I need to guard our hearts. We need to guard our hearts, right? Are we becoming nasty, bitter, crusty? Like, we gotta, watch out for that, because is that who you want to be? Is that the type of person you want to be? You want to be that kind of this angry, frustrated, complaining about everything, right? None of us, I think, wants to be that person. None of us want to be that man, woman, or boy or girl. So we just have to be mindful of that. And so if the change is doing something and causing our heart to, turning us into something we don't like, we got to watch that. And I'm guilty of that. There's parts of me with some of these changes in Star Wars just makes me in the middle of the night just want to get on my phone and start texting and slamming and all this kind of stuff. But that's not who I want to be, right? My big thing is, I want to, this hashtag make Star Wars fun again. I want to have fun with Star Wars. I'm going to hold people accountable, and I'm going to call out BS when I see BS. Video for another time. But I'm going to guard my heart I want to laugh. I want to live. I want to enjoy the leadership opportunities that I have. And I have to do that by guarding my heart. So look for the bright spots. Look for the bright spots. and guard your hearts.
I remember the spring of 1983 when my buddies and I all got onto our bicycles. We took our paper route money and we went down to the Regent Theatre in downtown Oshawa, Ontario, Canada to see Return of the Jedi. Return of the Jedi, 1983. And we got there were so many police officers and so many people on the street because crowds were crazy. The police officers were forcing the theater to have an early show to get everybody off the streets. It was amazing. It was an event. It was epic. It was life-changing. And now, Netflix, live streaming, watching stuff on my phone. I miss those days. I miss making a movie an epic, big, huge, fun event. Man, when did I get so old? I'm so old. I just want the good old days. But you know what? Change is inevitable. Change is going to happen. So how are we going to deal with it? Anyways, that's just my Leadership Lifter thought for today. Hope you found this useful. If you did, would appreciate a thumbs up. Comment below. Would love to keep this conversation going. How do you embrace change? How do you deal with change in your life? Would love to hear your feedback and look forward to talking to you soon. Take care, everyone. I got to get back to this painting.